Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. Gene Joke here, and today I'm reacting to the announcement of the Taito Arcade Collection 3 and the Turrican Collection for the Evercade. These two collections will release at the end of February in 2026, and I think it's safe to say that they'll be beginning the year all guns blazing. Taito Arcade 3 consists of Kadash, a side-scrolling hack-and-slash adventure with the light RPG elements. It's on the Taito Super Pocket, but I'm glad it's made its way to an Evercade cart. Camel Try is a puzzle game where you rotate a maze to try and, I suppose, get to the end. It's not a game I'm familiar or have played before. It looks quite interesting. And as a game I've never heard of, I'm up for trying it. Crazy Balloon is another game I'm not familiar with. It looks like an older arcade game where you guide your balloon through a maze of like pins and things. So yeah, it's sort of giving me recollections of that particularly annoying level on Earthworm Jim 2. Might be good, might be annoying. I guess we'll have to wait and see. The collection also includes Football Champ, which was also on the Taito Super Pocket. I know a lot of people have been hoping it would come to a cart, which makes sense given it's a game that I assume has multiplayer. Not one I'm a fan of myself, not because it's a bad game, I'm just not really into sports games. Lunar Rescue looks like a single screen action game where you're rescuing astronauts on the lunar surface. Again, it's one I know nothing about, so a bit of discovery here. Puzzle Bobble, well, again on the Taito Super Pocket and on the Taito Alpha. Great game. Obviously the inspiration behind things like Bubble Witch and other things that ripped it off. So yeah, great inclusion. Kicks is the game that Volfeed from the Taito Arcade Collection 2 was based upon. So it's the originator of that gameplay style as far as I'm aware. And I have played it, I think, on one of the old Atari computers or maybe the C64. So I've never played this arcade original, but I think it'd be good to revisit this slightly more simple, straightforward version of Volfeed, or original idea, you know what I mean. Sometimes there's a purity to the more simple concepts rather than the expanded versions where they add little features here and there. There's also the Fairyland Story, which once again was on the Taito Super Pocket. It wasn't my favourite game on that collection. I thought it was fine, a single screen sort of elimination platformer type thing, but again I think it'll work better on the larger screen. So another solid game. The final game on the collection is Zookeeper, which is one I've never played, I don't know anything about. Looks like it has a few different game sections with you going around the wall of the zoo or something, or building that, and a platforming section. Again, I don't know much about it, so another one I'd be interested to try out. Although it doesn't mean much coming from me as I'm a full setter and I buy all the cartridges, I think this is one I would buy regardless, even if I didn't buy every cartridge. Mainly for Kadash, to be perfectly honest, but Puzzle Bobble as well. The rest are a bonus. Now the collection that really speaks to me though is the Turrican Collection. It's something I've been hoping would appear on the Evercade for a while, but I've pretty much given up hope of it happening. The collection includes the Amiga versions of Turrican, Turrican 2 and Turrican 3, the Mega Drive Turrican, Mega Turrican, as well as the director's cut of Mega Turrican and a Mega Turrican Score Attack. It's also worth noting that Turrican 3 is the Amiga port of Turrican, or Mega Turrican rather. Although Turrican 3 was released first, it was actually developed originally for the Mega Drive and ported to the Amiga, but because they're having trouble getting a publisher for the Mega Drive release, it came out sometime later. The collection also includes Super Turrican, the Super Nintendo version. Again, this is a different game, and there was also a director's cut of this one as well, and there is a score attack of it. And finally, the last game on the collection is Super Turrican 2. So you've got a mixture of completely unique games and some variations on a couple of the games. Now, I haven't played the director's cut of Super Turrican or Mega Turrican, and I don't know much about the score attack, but I guess the name is probably self-explanatory. But anyway, I think this is a good collection. If you look at the Turrican collections on other systems, this appears to be better value than those. It is a shame that it doesn't include the C64 original of the first Turrican, but I'm told there were some rights issues with that. So yeah, there's a couple of versions that aren't present, but I don't think anyone's going to lament the lack of the ZX Spectrum port, as that wasn't very good. All in all, I'm very pleased with this announcement. I've already got it pre-ordered because they are up for pre-order already. And as I understand it, this is what players are going to do going forward. As soon as they're announced, they're available to pre-order. Something that's just occurred to me. Anyone who's not at all familiar with the Turrican games, if you're looking at them thinking, oh, they look a bit Metroid-like, But they're not really, they're not Metroidvanias or anything like that, they are more action games. I'm also wondering if the Turrican Collection will have a reversible sleeve. I was a little bit surprised that it's a red cart, as it's a series that's more known for its Amiga versions, although this collection does have more console games, but mostly because you've got the multiple versions of a couple of the games. Other than that, it's a bit of a 50-50 split. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not really important. But anyway, I think that's enough for this video. Feel free to let me know in the comments below if you're pre-ordering these, if they interest you at all, or if you're completely indifferent. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.